Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sunny here. And for our final Alien knockoff review for the month, we are looking at Naked Space. Now, it originally started as the creature wasn't nice, and it's a comedic spin on Alien basically, where group pulls in this alien thing, it grows a big monster, and then they're running through the passageways trying to get rid of it. Uh, Now it stars Leslie Nielsen, and because he had started to have success, uh, no, backtrack. Nielsen had spent at this point 30 years being a dramatic actor, TV and films. Probably one of his best known films is Forbidden Planet, where he played the captain. But he made a lot of TV appearances, two on Columbo, one as a victim. Uh, but then came Airplane, and even though he did make Creepshow after that, which was somewhat more serious, though more of a campy kind of horror film, he was still known as a dramatic actor. But Airplane became so popular over time. I mean, it was already a hit, and then when it hit cable, it just exploded. When this was ready to come out on video, they changed the name to Spaceship so that people would associate it with Airplane. Put Nielsen's picture very prominently in it, even though it's an ensemble cast. Then, of course, in the late 80s, he made Naked Gun, and he was now a deadpan comedic actor. Nice career resurgence for him, I might add. Made a lot of films after this because of it. Anyways, they re-released this as Naked Space to tie it in with Naked Gun. Now, the rest of the cast includes Garrett Graham, who you may remember from our review of Phantom of the Paradise. We have Patrick McNee, who is the only actor to be in, I think, every episode of The Avengers, the English spy show. Or at least the only one who stayed throughout the entire run of the series. It started out as a fairly serious crime show, and then later, after Honor Blackman came, it became more of a spy adventure with some humor thrown in as she was karate chopping everybody. And then when she left to do Goldfinger, and they brought in Diana Rigg to be Emma Peel, and she was now a catsuit wearing kung fu artist who Honor Blackman had been a leather clad karate expert. And it then took a turn towards science fiction and was very much comedic, almost a meta commentary on spy shows where they would often comment on cliches as the plot was going along. One that I remember was when they got a call and they needed to meet someone, and Diana Rigg comments, you better hurry up. Oh, why's that? Well, every time someone calls and says they need to meet you, by the time you get there, they're already dead. You say, oh, you're right. I better hurry. And of course, they get there and he ends up being already killed. And then after she left to do On Her Majesty's Secret Service, they replaced her with a new actress who played Tara Strong. Or her name was Tara Strong. Well, either way. And then it took a turn towards the psychedelic surreal for the final run of the show. Although only the Diana Rigg seasons played over here in America in the 60s. The rest didn't show up until like the 80s when the entire run was broadcast on A&E. Of course, he then made the New Avengers, which was an updating in which he had two younger assistants as McGee was older, but very popular in England. Over here, It didn't really catch on, mostly because it was deemed too violent, and the show was a little too long because of the way they do shows there as opposed to the way we do them. So that it generally played, I remember seeing it on CBS late night, on like Friday nights or Saturday nights, one of those two. And of course, he's done other film work like Waxwork and A View to a Kill, in which he teamed with Roger Moore. Yeah, two spies for the price of one. Uh, and we have Cindy Williams, who very well known for her sitcom. Um, Before that, she made American Graffiti, more American Graffiti, and Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation. You know, one of Gene Hackman's big films. And then she became famous as Shirley Feeney on Laverne and Shirley. She made this after the show's run, in which she had left early because she got pregnant. And then, or she made this right before or right, well, it was either right before she left or right after. I can't remember which, but it doesn't matter. And we have Bruce Kimmel, who plays our cadet, who is the writer director of this film. Wow. We start with basic opening, in which we learn that Commander Jameson and Engineer Rodzinski don't really get along with each other.
Look at this. Great, huh?
Do you mind trying to steer?
Steer? This is a multi-billion-dollar spacecraft, Coach, not a car. Hey, come on, just...
Rodzinski, you are sick. And when we get back to Earth, I'm going to recommend a lobotomy.
Yeah, it's kind of a recurring gag throughout the whole thing, their argument. We meet Cadet John, who demonstrates some rather clumsy slapstick.
Very funny.
But on to more important things. Dr. Stark has made a startling discovery.
On an undiscovered planet, and it looks like you discovered it, Doc.
An unknown and undiscovered planet. And I discovered it.
Well, I think I'm running out of batteries. I'm going to have to get some new ones. Anyway, the entire crew, including McHugh, who is the morale officer, that's Cindy Williams, they go down to the planet and get some samples, and then John makes a interesting discovery.
It appears to be some kind of living organism. Give it to me.
Doesn't seem to want to come off my finger.
After some more slapstick, they finally get it into a container and take it back to the ship, where the doctor puts it in a sample vault where it's locked up and he can observe it. Then they have dinner, which is made of synthetic food. Yeah, don't know what happened to my copy, but that section is sans audio. Anyways, next we move to the talent show, in which Rodzinski is not allowed to participate, and mention is made of something he did last time. Anyways, first we have a dramatic reading of the ship's log by the captain.
December 4th, 2012. Performed our morning duties. Had breakfast. Synthetic flapjacks.
Goes on like that. Nothing happens. Then John gives a demonstration of synthetic cooking.
Get out your synthetic turkey bone structure. And cover the structure with the mealy paste.
Yeah. It's just more of that. But now we come to what everyone really wants to see in a talent show, McHugh's musical number.
You're not rugged, it's true.
Why, Miss Feeney, I had no idea. Well, after the talent show, we then have time pass, and then we get some news from Earth.
In Virginia, doctors reported the first successful body transplant. The body transplant was performed on Mr. Harvey Furman of Virginia. Mr. Furman declared,
I feel like a new man
today.
Walter Chamberlain here in Philadelphia, where a guerrilla force from Mars launched an invasion last night.
Well, okay, go ahead. She can't take this humor. Anyway, more time passes, and Dr. Stark comes into McHugh's office to let her know that his specimen has grown quite a bit in the month they've been at space, and he'd like to get her opinion on it. So she goes to take a look.
Doctor, holy shit.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, they go to inform the crew about the loud noise the creature's making, and it's decided to just nobody go in that area. They'll just keep it sealed. Then when they get back to Earth, scientists there can deal with it. But more importantly, it's movie night.
He's back in his boldest, most exciting adventure yet. The dirtiest cop of them all, Dirty Harry.
Hey, you old fart! Oh! Oh! Now listen to me, punk.
No, no. I will stay till the end. Well, there's another running gag in which Rodzinski is constantly hitting on McHugh.
Sex.
But you see, he shouldn't be doing that.
I need a woman, McHugh.
Remember, a major part of our training was to remain asexual.
Obviously, he flunked that area. Well, you know, we're a good half hour into this thing, and creature hasn't done anything yet.
And there was much rejoicing.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. To more stretching, apparently. So we get a joke where John walks in and McHugh screams for like 2 minutes straight, then apologizes that he startled her. Then, while she's in the sunroom, which is basically a little recreation area where you can get a tan, Radzinski hits on her again. She throws him out, only to find he is a little more persistent than she thought.
Sex. Radzinski, it isn't as though I haven't given you fair warning.
Well, finally, a scare. And after everyone else is informed, they all head down to that deck to try and find it, in which they spend a bit of time walking down a corridor and scaring each other until finally Radzinski decides to call the thing out.
Maybe it's a chicken, huh? Is it a chicken? Huh? Huh?
Not so tough now, huh? Well, after much whining and crying, Radzinski gets away, and then the captain goes take a look after much cajoling, but it's gone. So they head back to their command center where they come up with a new plan. Someone will have to act as bait, draw the creature out, and then they can shoot it with a tranquilizer ray. How to choose? That's simple. They'll draw lots, and whoever gets the shortest piece of paper, they're the bait. I just knew it was gonna be him. Well, let's see how the trap works.
Get out of the way, cowboy!
Doctor! Doctor! What are you doing? Doctor!
Who are you shooting, Coach?
Good enough. Well, they put it in a containment field, and McHugh comes up with an idea. What if they plug the creature into the computer on the ship, and then Max can then translate what he says? So after much work, they do that, and when they turn on the translator, the creature immediately gets into a song and dance about how much he wants to eat the crew, and goes into order of how he wants to. He wants to eat their faces, rip off their arms, gnaw on their knees. Everybody's horrified except for the doctor, who says that any creature that could do that is not malevolent, and he goes inside to prove it.
Creature means no harm. Oh! It's playing. Just having fun. It's joking. Ha 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 ha! It's a game.
Oh!
Oh! Oh! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Ugh, that sounded disgusting. Well, the only thing left of the doctor is his glasses. So they box him up, give a brief eulogy, and shoot it out through the waste disposal tube. Then they get themselves weaponed up and split up into two teams after much arguing, because everybody wants to team with McHugh. They finally hunt for it, at which point Radzinski's insubordination has hit Captain Jameson one time too many.
And when we get back to it, you're under arrest, and I will see to it that you are court martialed. I will not take it.
Hi, keep it.
Well, we have have a double funeral this time with the captain's hat and Rodzinski's girly magazine. Then after those are boxed up and sent out through the waste disposal tube, John and McHugh decide to strategize.
We've seen it do two things, right? Eat, and in its own native, primitive way, sing and dance. Now, if we approach it on its own terms, maybe we could arouse its curiosity for a few moments. And if we plan this exactly right, then that's all we'd need.
Sure, why not? Of course, they'll need the appropriate piece of music.
Really matter, there's tangos. I don't want tangos, and none of this moves music from Mars. That won't do. Here it is. This is perfect. Perfect.
Bachelor bills?
Sure. 2 bills. So, they lure the creature, after much chasing back and forth, to where the airlock is located. And then they hit the music to lure it into the airlock. Will it work?
Perhaps.
Yeah, it worked. Now all they have to do is just shoot him into space. Look at that face. How could you hate that face? How could you shoot him into space? Apparently pretty easy. Well, that looks like the end of the film.
It's just you and me now. We're all alone.
Oh, it's still going on. Will this film not end?
It was a nightmare, John. The creature's gone.
You know? That ending really doesn't fit with the rest of the film. It's almost serious. Kind of depressing and dark. Not enough to save this, though, of course. Never have so many talented comedic actors worked so hard to get laughs out of a very unfunny script. Well, that's not exactly true. I did like a couple of jokes.
I must speak with you.
Yes?
I don't want to appear in any way ominous.
Baloney?
Well, I'm going to go and see if it's still there.
Good idea.
What? No. No, you're supposed to say, don't go.
Yeah, those are pretty good. And there is that great little dance number, I Just Want to Eat Your Face. That high point of the film, really. But most of it meanders. Takes forever for the creature to actually get going. A lot of unfunny jokes. The gorilla commandos from Mars. The body transplant joke. The geriatric Dirty Harry. And I usually like Garrett Graham, but here his horned up blue collar guy grows old fast. Cindy Williams, she's okay. She's basically doing a riff on her Shirley Feeney character, who was always a little, I wouldn't say cold, but not really into amorous activities. And Leslie Nielsen, once again, doing that deadpan stuff he does. And Bruce Kimmel was basically doing bad slapstick. And Patrick McNee, he's probably the best of the performances as the overzealous doctor, which is probably a riff on 50 sci-fi scientists, like in The Thing from Another World, where they're just a little too into the scientific aspect and not really seeing the danger. But it just doesn't gel. It had the makings of a good comedy. The script just wasn't there. Which is too bad, because I like all these performers. But, there you go. The creature costume's pretty good. Very distinctive and individualistic. Not something you'd see every day. Love the big giant eye on top. Especially towards the end when it's giving it like a little puppy dog look. But, oh, and I did enjoy Cindy Williams' first musical number. Second one's just kind of, you know, a little Broadway pastiche. But the sexy number, that was pretty good. She was a very talented actress and singer, dancer. She just never got to demonstrate it that much. She was just too good at playing Shirley Feeney, you know. Anyway, that's about it for this one. Really not a lot going for it, but it tried. I'll give it that for it. It did try. Well, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay after the credits for my favorite scene.
I want to eat your face. It could just be so yummy.